Well, we are very, very excited and honored to have with us a wonderful friend, Naomi Judd. She's back with us. It was a year ago that she was here, and Naomi brought her daughter with her, I think. But Naomi, let's begin with you. Naomi Judd, God loves you, and so do I. You're beautiful.
You're my friend.
And you're my friend. And I am so proud that when I was at your Brother Hartwick's church, your church, you introduced me. You were wonderful. You said the nicest thing about me. The Lord forgave you for exaggerating, and he forgave me for eating it up.
He said I make him real nervous because he never has any idea what I'm going to say. Of course, Winona Judd has lived with that for years. She said the scariest words in the world to her were live TV with Mom.
Live. Oh, boy. So you taped the Bob Hope special, which will be on the air 2 nights after this is aired.
Right.
So how are you feeling?
Great.
Terrific.
I went to Vanderbilt right before I came here to get checked out, and those big enchilada doctors are just scratching their heads.
Which means they don't know why this is so arrested, correct?
Right. I still have the virus because the virus is, it's a booger. It's a real bad thing. It's a virus that causes AIDS and cancer and liver disease, which I have. And we don't know yet about viruses. We don't know if they're living or dead, and we don't know how to kill them. But I say it's kind of like having a monster down in the basement. You know, I know it's down there, but I'm co-creators with God in my healing, and I'm in full chemical remission, which means all of my labs are normal. And I want to try to tell people that you can become co-creators with the Lord in your own healing. Medicine is great, and I'm a member of the medical community. I'm an RN. And love what we've accomplished in medicine today. But you have to practice discernment, you know. You have to try to use the best in medicine, and you have to combine spirituality with psychology and be a participant. And that's what I believe in, that magic word, hope. And I've learned so much in the last 3 years of this extensive research I've done in the mind-body field, that feelings are chemicals that can kill us or cure us.
When you say this is a virus that causes AIDS, you don't want to give the impression to people that you carry the HIV virus.
No, I have liver disease.
Yes.
But liver disease, well, there's over 100 types of liver disease. But the form of hepatitis that I have is caused by a virus. And I was saying that it's a virus that causes AIDS. It's a virus that causes cancer and many other bad things. But we figured out how to kill bacteria with penicillin, but a virus is a different entity. And we've got the Naomi Judd Research Fund, and someday we'll find a cure. But in the meantime, I keep myself, with God's grace, in full remission. Well, I was explaining to Winona the other day what grace is. She said, "What is that?" And I said, it's kind of like when it's an unrepayable kindness from the Lord. It's a gift that he gives us. Kind of like, I said, honey, it's like you take 1 step and then he takes 10. She got that.
Good. Next time you can give her this definition that I learned years ago. It's God's love in action for people who don't deserve it.
Cool.
Is that okay?
Yeah.
Brother Hartwick would approve, right?
Yes.
Her pastor is Brother Hartwick at Christ Pentecostal Church in Nashville, right? I got the town right. And that is one of the most fantastic churches in the world. I've spoken there, and he's a sister church to us, you know, and Churches Uniting in Global Mission. Listen, you brought somebody with you. Introduce her to us. Call her up here. You're still the mom.
This is so weird getting to introduce Winona. Well, actually, right now I call her my 3D daughter, triple deluxe diva. because she just went, she made country music history. She went triple platinum, so.
Triple platinum the first time.
Actually, I have a whole bunch of names for her. Sometimes I call her the Countess of Hip. Sometimes I call her the Princess of Quite a Lot, because I'm the reigning queen of everything. You should see my scepter and my tiara. She gave them to me. And Ashley's the queen of screen, because she's this movie actress now. And Ashley wanted to be with us, but she's back home wearing everybody out because she has a big cast on her ankle. She broke her ankle horseback riding.
She was going to be here, yeah.
I called her this morning to check on her, and she said she's just, you know, wearing everybody completely out. She's real bossy because she can't do anything for herself. And she said she told Pops, that's what they call my husband. She said, I told Pops last night, hey, it could be worse. This could be Winona.
You throw a heck of a party here. I've never been here before, and this is quite a place you have.
Well, we wanted you to have such a bright experience. We rolled all the plaster off so that God could shine just through the glass, you see. So, Winona,
What?
Congratulations.
Thank you.
How did you handle it when your mother put you on the road alone? Wow.
Ooh.
Your farewell concert together was 2 years ago, December 4, right?
It's, you know, it's weird. I know people think, you know, when you're in the music business and you're number one, you have all the answers. And I just took it not even a day at a time. I had to take it kind of a minute at a time, because all of a sudden it's like somebody cut off my right arm. And people who are close to their parents realize that. But for people who don't have a close relationship with their parents, don't. And it's weird because she did everything, including cut up my meat for me, you know. Out on the road, and people wondered if Winona could do it. But, you know, I've become most proud of the fact that I survived the change, you know. I didn't have the answers, and it's interesting, when you feel the most alone, something happened to me, I guess kind of a rebirth. It's interesting, I would be by myself on the bus in that back room where she slept. You know, I'd go back in there and she wouldn't be there, and I just say, well, I guess it's you and me, God, because, you know, my mom's not here, so he took care of me. And she comes down the road to give me advice, you know, and she still tells me what to do, like this morning, all morning. So, she's still around, and that's what I thank God for, that she's still here. So even though she's not with me on the road, her spirit's in me. You know, when I'm on stage, I close my eyes, and she's still there, so.
Winona, this summer, you and I flew in a plane together, private plane. And when you got on the plane, you came on with 2 little dogs.
My little guardian angel dogs.
Where are they today? In the cathedral?
They're in your limo.
Oh, they are? No.
And she didn't have time to walk them this morning. I'm sorry.
And people won't believe what their names are. If I tell them what the names of your 2 pets are, what are they?
Well, I normally name all my animals after my relatives, but don't ask me what animals who, but these are Patsy Cline and Loretta Lynn. You know, I travel with my animals so that they keep me, you know, from going crazy in the hotel room.
She said if they'd been boy dogs, she was going to name them Robert Schuller and Billy Graham. But
Elby, I can't handle you. Oh.
you'll see.
You'll see. I do want to say that one of the most important things in this ministry, we live by faith. It is the largest ministry in numbers and in outreach, and therefore the most costly, and it's sustained only as people become members of the Eagles Club. And Naomi Judd has agreed to be the national chairman of our Eagles Club in 1994. Naomi, that is wonderful.
Up to something, you know, she's always doing stuff like that.
Yeah, she's a
hard act to follow.
Yeah.
You know?
Okay, now I'm going to sell a book. seriously, this book is fabulous. It's just out.
It's very heavy, isn't it?
I think I'm glad it's out. I'm not sure if I'm glad it's out or not, but
Well,
she wrote it. I
yes.
want y'all to know that she wrote that book, and she'd call me and leave me messages on my Codaphone saying, should I tell him about the time that you know, and I'd say, well, no, but she did anyway because she's the mom, and so it's in there.
The title is Naomi Judd, Love Can Build a Bridge, and there are those three beautiful girls on the cover.
With a lot of airbrushing.
Did you honestly write this longhand? You sent me a letter the other day, 2 pages, handwritten. Did you, and I think you said you hand wrote this book, did you?
Mm-hmm.
No word processor?
Well, one thing I love about Mom is she's so brutally honest in that I've learned a lot from her because she said, you know, I want to do this as painful as it is. I mean, she was in isolation for 2 years, cut off from the rest of, you know, society. And she would write at night, you know, all night long and write it. I think it was therapy for her. It gave her a vehicle to express herself because all of a sudden she went from seeing everybody to seeing nothing as far as people. And so this was her love that got her through the time of loneliness.
She didn't, you know, she didn't live through it. She loved through it. And that's why you lived through it.
Well, when I was telling you downstairs in your private sanctuary, when I saw you in Nashville that time, that's the first time I'd seen a human being, I think, in 4 days at that time. And I actually hadn't even been out of my jammies. But isolation is real dangerous. It really is. Solitude is great. Solitude is creativity's best friend. Winona and I figured that out a long time ago.
Well, solitude is when you're with yourself. Isolation is when you're not with yourself.
Well, it's like solitude is refreshment for the soul. It really is creativity's best friend, and it's to be desired. But isolation is very dangerous, and I think especially after being the queen of everything. And to me...
The media goddess. I call her the media goddess. Yes.
I felt like...
Because she's always in the paper.
Well, I've never felt like an entertainer. I felt like a communicator. That's what I love about what we do. I've never seen myself as different from anybody else. In fact, I kind of feel like you're all's representative, you know, as if I'm supposed to represent you until this is what happened to me because I'm one of you, and as if I'm urging you on, you know, and sort of being your cheerleader and saying, I know that I'm here because I'm supposed to tell what's happened to me because the same thing's happened to you. I've always said, I think in our struggles and tragedies and triumphs, you glimpse the prospect of your own. But 2 years of isolation was very, it almost drove me over the edge. I went into severe panic attacks and...
Well, I thank you for getting dressed.
Putting on makeup.
Putting on makeup. And sitting on the stage with me in that church, and you looked as great as you look today. You're looking fantastic.
Oh, yeah, bless
Doesn't
your
she look
heart.
beautiful, though? She looks, you know, people would know she was sick by looking at her because she has a light on her face. And I know that it's interesting. I've not always been real sure about my faith in terms of, you know, I'm kind of a heathen. I was rebellious as a teenager and still consider myself to be, I'm learning every day. I'm still a baby, you know, but I've learned a lot through this woman. And the fact that she's as sick as she is, but yet she walks with faith. And that's probably the best testimony for me as a daughter, you know, the fact that she...
But you have the raw uncertainty of real life. You're very vulnerable. And we sat for the whole time we were getting ready this morning in our room, we talked about, we had a real heavy discussion about the fact we don't feel worthy to be here. And Winona kept saying, I just don't think I can stand on that stage with Schuler. And
what do you say?
Oh.
But Winona and I, we're sure not perfect, and we just kind of go where our questions lead us in life.
But if this can be an example to other mother and daughters, fathers, sons, that what we went through, you know, if we can do it, if we can get along on a bus for 8 years, you know, it's only, what, 48 feet long and 8 feet wide. Think about it. You know, for 8 years, if we can do it, you know, anybody can, because we had our moments of, you know, I wanted to go home. You know that movie, Throw Mama from the Train?
Oh, good.
you know, but we're here and we're together. And yesterday I thanked God because, you know, she's here and we're still together. And, you know, it's pretty hard to separate us. So, you know, I give thanks for that today.
When she started to throw herself a little pity party, because the last 2 years were so, you know, she was in mourning and it was a real hard disentanglement for her. She'd call me up and she'd say, you know, this bus is haunted and I can't go back in your room and your crown and scepter are still on the pillow and stuff.
Would she love that?
And I'd say, if you're going to throw a pity party, do not invite me because I'm alive. Everything else is gravy.
And music is a healer. That's why I'm still here.
But I really appreciate you. That's what we were talking about this morning, about how it's so good that you exist in this church, because you do have integrity.
Well, it's easy to get caught up in things. And when Mom told me about you, the first thing I asked was, is he real? You know, people always say, are the Judds really what they say they are? And I said, is Mr. Schuler really what he seems to be on TV? And she said, yes, he is. And that was such a good thing for me to know. And that's why I came, and I just really appreciate you letting me come up here and sing and do my thing. So.
Listen. Listen. This is your newest CD, right?
Yeah, mine's not as thick.
Winona was telling, so I think it was at Arvella or somebody, that it has pop-up pictures and snip and scratch. It does not.
I would love you both. Winona, sing for us. Sing a song from this, will you, please?
Sure.
Can I tell you guys something?
You can preach a sermon if you want to. Anybody that can pull this kind of a crowd has the right to preach the sermon. So talk.
But Winona does this song every night in concert, and it's so cool because what we call the unchurched folks that maybe have never been in a church and haven't figured out that spirituality is there waiting for them. When she does this song every night in front of like billions of people, they just rise to their feet, and music opens people's hearts.
Okay, Winona.
Once upon a Christmas morning, there was a pretty little baby boy. Seems like I remember sadness mingling in the joy. For Mary saw the future and the sadness it would bring. And that's when Mary started crying, when she heard the angels sing, let's make a baby king. Let's make a baby king. Let's make him Lord of all. Let's make him Lord of all. Let's give him everything. Let's give him everything. Let's make a baby king. Let's make a baby king. Now you remember little King David. He's the little baby's kid. He's cousin to a man named John, and I know you all remember him. John said, let's get ready, to hear all the angels sing. Oh yeah, 'cause this old world sure needs to know the good news that I bring. Let's make a baby king. Let's make a baby king. Let's make him Lord of all. Let's make him Lord of all. Let's give him everything. Let's give him everything. Let's make a baby king. Let's make a baby king. Well, let's make a baby king. Let's make a baby king. Let's make him Lord of all. Let's make him Lord of all. Let's give him everything. Let's give him everything. Now we could use a revolution. The world has turned upside down, and we need a new direction. I know we do. To turn this whole thing around. We need a Lord to guide us, to teach us wrong and right. And we need a Lamb to lead us into the land of light. Let's make the baby king. Let's make the baby king. Let's make him Lord of all. Let's make him Lord of all. Let's give him everything. Let's give him everything. Let's make a baby king. Let's make a baby king. Let's give him everything. Let's make a baby king. Let's make a baby king.
Thank you.
Oh, let's make a baby king. Wow. Winona,